Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about something that blows my mind, and I see this stuff, and then I think it becomes very obvious why we as a society have an obesity problem, why we have a heart disease problem, a cancer problem, everything else. People are literally arguing in fitness circles, health circles, okay? I want to be clear here. This is not what people are arguing in the general population. This is what people who supposedly care about their health are literally arguing about. They're arguing about vegetable oils versus butter. I mean, damn. I mean, these are people who are supposed to care about their health. You're going to stand there and argue about the stuff that you probably really shouldn't be eating very much of. You need to have in moderation. Okay? And this is the debates we're having. It's kind of like, well, I'm going to take two foods that are kind of empty calories and junk food, and I'm going to argue about why I should eat one versus the other. You know, it's no wonder you people have problems. I mean, this is where health and fitness oriented people are arguing. I want that to sink in. I'm going to be very, very clear. Let me just state this without being a dick. If you sit around eating butter or vegetable oil every day, you don't give a single shit about your health. Let's make that clear, and that includes you keto people. If that's what you consider to be a normal, everyday food source, don't tell me that you give a shit about your health, because you clearly don't. Or you wouldn't even be having that debate. What am I supposed to cook my food in? Heat? I mean, I eat tons of meat. I don't cook with either one of those things. Do you not have a stove? Do you not have an oven? You can't just bake meat in an oven. You can't put meat in a slow cooker. You can't grill steaks even in a skillet. Okay? I don't understand why we have to have cooking oil forever. We got to fry stuff in butter. We have to fry stuff in oils. Well, why? And I'm not anti-fat. I think we should be eating healthy fats. But you know what? I would rather get that fat from Whole Foods. Okay, I'd rather get that fat from Whole Foods. Why are you needing to add all these extra empty calories? Now, I will make the point that there are athletes who need empty calories, whose energy turnovers are so high. And a lot of them are in amazing health and amazing fitness. I know guys who eat donuts, live on donuts and peanut butter almost because they need 6,000 calories a day. But they're still eating their healthy foods too. Yes, they do need empty calories, but that's not most of you. Right? The people I see having these arguments don't train for 5 hours a day. They're not a ripped 100 kilos or 220 pounds who are competing in multiple sports. Okay? So I want to make sure I do know exceptions to these rules and people who seem to be absurdly fit. But they're not most of you people having these arguments. I'm going to go out on a limb and say most of the people I see having these arguments are not jacked. They're not ultra lean and jacked concurrently. I don't see them deadlifting 600-700 pounds, doing the real hardcore fitness of it. I don't see any of that. Half the time it's people who are barely borderline almost in shape. Well, maybe this is why you guys have problems. I mean, that's a scary thing. When people who supposedly care about their fitness are sitting around arguing about this, instead of saying, hey, I could probably just eat a whole foods diet, why are you needing to add refined fats? And that's the thing that comes up, and I've kind of said that butter is not a superfood. And if I'm going to be honest, other than the concerns of maybe oxidization and going rancid, a lot of vegetable oils are still technically better than butter. And notice I'm not telling you to sit around cooking with them, but I mean, realistically, Butter is just a junk food. It really is. Right? The vitamins and minerals in it are absurdly low. You know, usually I call anything fast food. I think the best way to describe anything is basically just a fast food or a junk food is anything that is both really low in protein and low in fiber, right? Isn't that normally what we would consider a pretty healthy food? It's either really high in protein or pretty high in fiber. Almost the entire absence of both kind of makes something a junk food. Because guess what? When both are also done like that, the vitamins and minerals tend to be low. I think that's a great definition. These foods fall into that category. They're 90+% fat by calorie with no appreciable fiber and no appreciable protein. Right, that's a bunch of refined junk food. We are literally sitting around arguing about which refined junk food we should be cooking our food in every single day. You know, again, I don't know why people insist on doing this to themselves. And they really have serious debates about it. Like, people are passionate about it. I've had people come and argue with me about it, particularly the butter people. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. You're an absolute moron if you're going to stand there and argue with the health merits of butter. It's a refined, empty-calorie fat source with very little nutritional value. Unless you consider saturated fat a nutritional value. But it doesn't even have the perks of other high saturated fat dairy. You know, certainly at least cheeses and yogurts and stuff have amazing cultures and stuff like that. There's a lot of benefits. They have calcium in them. They have B12. They have magnesium, protein, all those great things. And the cultures. You know, your butter doesn't have any of that. I think with the vegetable oils, I mean, we could argue that polyunsaturated fats are healthier fats, and they are. But in this case, you kind of stripped everything else of value out of it. You know, and I do see people on both sides of this, and it's like, why are we eating this? It's like people who make the arguments of refined sugar. Well, is it better to eat refined sugar or a bunch of excess fat? I'm like, how about neither one? Since when has it been a requirement to eat either one of these in large quantities? That's not how Whole Foods work. Why don't you just eat food? Meat, fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, nuts, dairy, you know, foods. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.